The Mix Patron here at GDC, and we're catching up on a game that we saw at the Mix last year, FutureGrind, and it seems like you've come a long way since then. Can you tell us what first of all, for those who aren't aware, what kind of game is FutureGrind?
FutureGrind is a futuristic stunt platformer that's a bit like Uniracers meets a skateboarding game meets Trials. You play a futuristic motorbike that has wheels that spin around. You have to match the color of the wheels to the color of the rails that exist in the world. It's a game about tricks and skill and speed, and it's really about building these massive chain combos and feeling really good about what you're doing in the world.
It looks deceivingly simple, but when you see someone who's really good at it, there's a lot of skill that goes into that.
Definitely. One of the things we've concentrated on with the game is really simple controls. It's very easy to pick up and learn how to play it. But there's a lot of depth in terms of the skill progression in the game and the skill ceiling. So your first goal in the game is really just getting through a track, but where the depth comes from is learning the trick system and the combo system and really finding that perfect path that goes through the level and finding the rhythm and the flow of the game.
Is this one of those games where when a really skilled player plays it, he sort of surprises even you as the developers with what he's able to achieve?
Well, yeah, one of the things we're finding about the game is that everyone finds a way of playing it that suits them. So the game offers a lot of expression, the way for players to express themselves in the way that they think is coolest to play. And we're still finding new ways to play levels that we built a year ago. We're still finding new ways to set high scores and finding new ways to do better and better. So we think it's exciting watching other people, and we're really excited when the game comes out to see what people can do, because we know there are going to be people who are a lot better than us at the game.
What goes into designing a level in a game like this? What kind of things are you trying to sort of, what kind of philosophy goes into it, if you will?
So all the levels and tracks in FutureGrind are handcrafted by us. One of the things we're doing that's a little bit different from other games is we have different environments in the game, and each environment has multiple tracks. So one of the things you notice if you play the demo tonight is you can see other tracks in the background, so you can kind of see what's coming up and say, oh, that looks cool, I'd like to go there and try that. But one of the things we really try to do is create tracks that provide a really visually interesting environment for the player to play, but that provide really good rhythm and flow to the player. So a lot of the game comes down to learning the tracks and finding that kind of perfect line. So we do a lot of time handcrafting the levels, making sure that they feel really good to play, and that they offer a lot of different ways to play a track, so that the first way you play it may be the most intuitive way to play it, but it might not be the best way to play it, and offer a lot of choice to the player on how they tackle those problems and maximize their score.
Is it a case of that you sort of progressively introduce the player to sort of more advanced techniques by level design, or do you sort of open it up from the start, or how do you design that sort of progression?
So one of the things we're trying to do is teach the player through the way the levels progress. So we don't really want to get into a situation where we have lots of tutorial text and that kind of stuff, because no one wants to play that. So what we want to do is kind of introduce things to the player as they play. Start with tracks that have longer rails that allow the player more time to think about what they're doing, and sort of teach the basic concepts of how to play the game. And then from there we can kind of build on things. We can add more rails that allow for more complex tricks. And then as you get more and more difficult, we can start to shorten the rails. So you have less time to react. You have to spend more time learning the track and learning the flow through the lines that run through the tracks.
We've talked a lot about player expression. Will you be able to download Ghosts or something similar to that to see how other players have been able to achieve high scores, etc.?
That's definitely something we're thinking about. We're a two-person team, so we're not sure if that'll fit in the scope of what we're trying to do at launch. It's definitely something we would like to do, but we're not sure if we're going to get it in yet. So,
speaking of launch, where are you at right now in development, and then sort of do you have a window in mind?
We're at this point we're hoping for late summer, early fall launch, but yeah, we'll see how things go.
Yeah. That's across all platforms, or?
We're hoping to launch on PS4 and Steam.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thanks a lot.